What happens when ordinary high school cheerleader becomes a new heroine for the fiend vampires? Easy, you got this. Before Sarah Michelle Gellar played this titular character in a real intensifying horror themed series in the late 90s, early 2000s, Kristy Swanson was her before that. Prepare yourselves, because here's my review of the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Noel, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 1992 comedy vampire flick Buffy the Vampire Slayer, released by Fox, directed by Fran Rubel Kazooie, ran by Joss Whedon, long before he was involved with various superhero projects. Starring Kristy Swanson as the titular character, Buffy Summers, a Valley Girl cheerleader who learns it is her fate to hunt vampires. Also along for the ride are the late great Donald Sutherland, Paul Reubens, Rutger Hauer, and Luke Perry. The film was released on July 31st, 1992, and while it received mixed reviews, it did okay and what have you. It also took a different direction from what Whedon intended, leading him to create a TV series of the same name, which I'll talk about that later this month. Let's get into the story. Buffy Summers is a cheerleader at Emory High School in LA. Her main concerns are shopping and spending time with her rich, snooty friends and her boyfriend Jeffrey. While at school one day, she is approached by a man who calls himself Merrick. He informs her that she is the Slayer, or Chosen One, destined to kill vampires, and his duty is to guide and train her. She initially rejects his claim, but realizes he's right when he vividly describes a recurring dream of hers. Additionally, Buffy is exhibiting abilities not known to her, including high-end agility, senses, and endurance. Yet she repeatedly tries Merrick's patience with her frivolous nature, indifference to slang, and sharp-tongued remarks. Conflict starts with local vampire king Lothus and his acolyte Emmeline. Two young men, Oliver Pike and Benny, are out drinking when they're attacked by Emmeline, and Benny is turned, but Pike is saved by Merrick. As a vampire, Benny visits his friend Pike and tries to get him to join him, but Emmeline also abducts Cassandra, a girl from Buffy's class, and sacrifices her to Lothus. Pike decides to leave town when he realizes he is no longer safe. His plan is thwarted when he encounters Emmeline and his gang of vampires, and Buffy and Merrick rescue him. After this encounter, Buffy and Pike start a friendship that eventually becomes romantic, and Pike becomes Buffy's vampire hunting partner. Buffy discovers her friend Grueller is a vampire. Shortly after he is dispatched, Buffy encounters Lothus and Emmeline. The Vampire King puts Buffy into a hypnotic trance. Merrick intervenes, but he is killed by Lothus when he attempts to stake him. As Merrick dies, he tells Buffy to do things her own way rather than live by the rules of others. At school, Buffy attempts to explain things to her friends, but they refuse to understand her as they are more concerned with an upcoming school dance. Buffy falls out with them as she realizes she has outgrown their immature, selfish behavior. Now for the ending. You know the procedure. You have 5 seconds to sub this video. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below as I start counting down now. If you've seen the movie already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. At the senior dance, Buffy is dismayed to find Jeffrey has dumped her via a message on her answering machine and had come to the dance with her friend Jenny. She meets with Pike and dances with him instead. Lothus sends his army of vampire minions to the school to attack the dance, among which is Cassandra, though it's unknown what became of her later. During the attack, students and attendants try to fight off the vampires in the gym. Pike kills Benny with high voltage of electricity after they fight, while Buffy confronts Emmeline and Lothos in the school's basement. She kills Emmeline, but Lothos starts to hypnotize her again. The trance is broken when Buffy is reminded of Merrick's last words. Excuse me. And she defends herself against Lothos. Buffy returns to the gym, and Lothos suddenly emerges with a sword. The Slayer and Vampire King duel, and Buffy manages to defeat him. The survivors leave. Buffy and Pike share another dance, and the couple ride away on a motorcycle. End of story. So, what did I think of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie itself? Well, I am going to say it's kind of an underrated film, though, but I feel after watching it a few times, I'm going to say I do like it, but not as much as I've come to like the TV show of the same name, which eventually would be, well, come to TV 5 years later. But I have to say it's really something, and it's absolutely, yeah. This film did fine, making 16 million against a $7 million budget. Reaction reaction reviews were mixed, with 36% on Rotten Tomatoes and 48 on Metacritic. Rotten Tomatoes says the film's supernatural coming of age tale is let down by poor directing and even poorer plotting, though Swanson and Reubens' game performances still managed to slay. Yes. Well, I thought the story was fine. I mean, don't get me wrong, and I am going to say the direction by Fran Rubel Kuzui was still pretty good too, which of course that name would also be featured as one of the producers for the Buffy TV series. There has been talks of a remake to the movie, even though there have been continuations of the TV series. But anyway, but even so, we may not get to see it. We might get to see a remake of the TV series, so maybe. But I'll talk more about that when I talk about the TV series and TV log. Okay. Carter Burwell does the score for the film, and it's not too bad. It has a pretty good soundtrack, which which featured tunes from artists like CNC Music Factory, Susanna Hoffs, Toad the Wet Sprocket, and more, as this was, of course, originally released on Columbia Records, which those those were some of the artists that were on that label at the time. So anyway, I thought that was pretty cool too. For our cast, we have Kristy Swanson in the role of Buffy. She's very good, and I liked her performance. Next up playing Merrick is the late great Donald Sutherland, who of course we sadly lost this past June, and I am going to respectfully dedicate this video in memory of him. I'm going to say he was absolutely good. The late great Paul Reubens, whom we sadly lost last in July of last year, who you may remember best as a certain Pee Wee Herman, played Amelin. I had I completely had forgotten he was in this film since I did see this a years back before revisiting. The late great Rutger Hauer plays Lothos, and I thought he was pretty good. Playing Oliver Pike is Luke Perry. Yeah, well, the late great Luke Perry, who you mostly knew best as Dylan McKay on Beverly Hills 90210 at the time. And there's many others, including David Arquette, long before the Scream series, and Hilary Swank, long before she was maybe not long, but who of course would make it a big breakthrough a couple years later in the next Cry Kid. And there was also Stephen Root, who has appeared. There were also uncredited appearances from Ben Affleck, Ricky Lake, Seth Green, who of course would appear on the TV series as a matter of fact, and Alexis Arquette. But anyway, so you gotta love the cast of this film. So anyway, I think Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie, it has its moments, but still, it's pretty fun and what have you. I think you might like it. So, would I recommend Buffy the Vampire Slayer? I'd say sure, go ahead and give it a shot. If you want to see what this is like before the TV show, then this would be worth watching. I mean, the cast is pretty good. The story's not too bad, and I did like some of the action sequences, and well, and its music and score wasn't too bad as well either. Now, of course, the production companies also worked with Fox on the TV show Kazooie Enterprises and Sand Dollar Productions. So, thought I'd let you know that too. Of course, in early, well, not early, yeah, wait, no, I think it was early '97 when the WB network introduced us to the Buffy the Vampire Slayer TV series that starred Sarah Michelle Gellar in the title role, which ran for 5 seasons on the network before it got sent to UPN for its final 2 seasons. But again, as I've said already, I'll explain more when I do the TV log on the show. So give the Buffy a Vampire Slayer movie a shot. I think you'll really like it. It's fun. Like I say, it has its moments, but overall, it's still pretty fun to watch. I think you'll really like it. So, what did you think of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie from 1982? Please feel free to let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, consider clicking the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel. Make it grow, make the views grow. Tell all your friends about my channel. Give them or share my vids with them. They might get to come to be a part of my Big D Nation. What have you? And join me next time when I bring to you a review of Insidious, which will be the franchise I'm going to be spotlighting for Spooktacular October this month. So, anyway, enough said. If you like this, consider checking out my reviews for these other vampire flicks. In the upper left hand corner is my review of a real good vampire flick, and that's The Lost Boys. The upper right hand corner is my review of one of the classics, Dracula, the original one that is, or you can, or if you like, see my spoiler-free review of the recent remake of Stephen King's Salem's Lot in the bottom left-hand corner. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.